Like, this is really great music. Like,
And cut it, we're at 30 seconds. You're listening to Nerd Thug Radio on IRLoneStar.com worldwide over in Tokyo, Japan, all the way down to Brazil, up to England, and all the way to the West Coast in San Francisco.
Very turned around in those directions.
Yeah, that was the point.
I wasn't following.
Yeah.
That was
I
the
don't-
point. I am the Captain Joey Savage.
I'm lost. I don't even know where are we?
Nico DLG.
Yes.
Is this
This is the end of the show.
Papa? Can you hear me?
Goodbye.
Papa, can you find me?
All right, so don't forget, nerdthugradio.com. Check us out there. We're going to end the show today talking a little bit of sports, and we're going to jump back to wrestling. Core DLG, why don't you, sportscaster, take us around the world?
Yeah, man. So
with sports. I'll hang up and listen.
So baseball started back up. The Astros are 3-0. That's pretty exciting. Actually, by the time this airs Monday, they'll probably be like 3-2 or 4-0. I don't know what the schedule is.
George Springer is hot right now.
Yeah, he really is. 13-inning bomb to take him to 3-0.
In the next game, he his first at bat, he hit another home run.
Well, he's not done.
Last two, so
This
home
is
run.
only the beginning.
First Astro since 19. So opening day, he leads off home run for the Astros.
Nice.
First Astro since 1980 to do that.
Okay.
Lead off a season that way. 2 games later, he wins the game with a home run.
And then,
And the exact same, or not the exact, the very next night, first at bat, home run.
nice.
He's so good at this game.
That bat's hot.
Do you know who the last Astro to hit a home run was to lead off a season? 1980? Before you were born?
1980?
Before you were born?
Oh, no.
Okay. Moving on then. Go ahead.
I mean,
Oh,
That kind of fills in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Terry Poole.
okay. All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So baseball season started. That's really all you can say right now because there's 162 games to go. So
We got a ways to go,
we'll
ladies and
check
gentlemen.
back in 120 games.
A ways to go.
In hockey,
Yep.
Gary Bettman was just trying to get some attention and did something really stupid.
Right.
And he announced that this season, to better accommodate the NHL sponsors and television schedule, which I do sort of understand because there's money in line there,
Correct.
he will not take a break during the season for the players to participate in the Olympics. Now, the Olympics are where these guys shine.
Yeah.
Like, the hockey season's
That's where
great,
they get on the national level because
Right.
now there's a big following for hockey. Don't get me wrong,
but there's a bigger following for Olympic
but
hockey.
it's behind football, basketball, soccer.
Right. But when you're in all the Olympics are watched under a microscope.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
loves the Olympics. Everyone loves people repping their country.
I won't watch hockey normally, but when the Olympics come on, I'll watch some hockey.
Most notably, Ovechkin,
Mm-hmm.
the Washington Capitals star, has announced he will be playing for Russia no matter what the NHL does. To which everyone else replied, "Okay, yeah, that's cool. Whatever."
Cool,
man.
Alex.
Yeah,
You do
that's
what you
fine.
want to
That's
do, buddy.
fine, man.
Do
That's
what
fine.
you want to do.
That's fine.
You
We're
got it.
scared.
You got it.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, whatever
my
you
fault,
want.
My fault. Hey, we're gonna have some games, but you know what? We're gonna pay you anyway, just because we don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, they don't know what's gonna happen yet, but the players, many players, not just him, are saying that they are still gonna play for their country,
Right.
including many Americans. So props to him. I hope Gary Bettman backs down because I don't like him.
Yeah. Who
He
does?
looks like a smelly troll.
Who does?
I don't know. Maybe his family.
Not even his wife.
Not even? Okay.
Doubt it.
Well, that's what you get for marrying him.
All right, keep going. So let's roll on to the world of sports and football news.
We'll go into football news here.
The draft is coming up soon.
Draft is coming up.
So fast.
Everyone starts circling their picks, their spots.
yep,
Everyone writing a name down and then throw it away and write a new name down when that guy gets picked and be excited and be like, I called it.
I picked that one.
No, you didn't. No one did. You know how I know that? Because Mel Kiper Jr. and Adam Schefter and who's the other guy?
Mike Mayock.
And Mike Mayock. They always act like
They know
they
what's
spend a
going on.
lot of time and a lot of research.
They
and
don't get it
They're
right.
wrong all the time.
I had this guy penciled in the 7th round of this draft, and they just took him in the 5th.
I
He's
lo-
really good on his feet. He's got great hands, but he tends to be kind of soft on the field.
I love Mel Kiper. He makes a list of like his best, and he's doing it based on like skill and athleticism and
Right.
stuff like that. So like a lot of times the quarterbacks will be like the 15th best player on the board, and they go first. He'll have like his number 1 will be on the board for like 4 rounds sometimes.
I had him at 15 on my big board, and he just went number 2.
Right. And really what happens is, yeah, they're big athletic guys, but the NFL doesn't think they can play.
Right.
So
well, they
when-
also, people go by team needs.
Right,
So
also,
the
yeah.
best quarterback might be the 15th best player in the draft, but the third
Number
pick
2 team needs
a
a quarterback. Right. And the Cleveland Browns are number 2.
could just
Actually,
go
they're number 1.
they could just go to the bank, and it'd be fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Ugh, Cleveland Browns.
They got a
Terrible.
quarterback.
They got like Cleveland Browns have like 6 picks in the top 3 rounds.
NerdTechRadio.com.
So hopefully they do something smart this time.
Not
Probably
a chance.
Not. Probably not. Also,
No chance.
also,
you got.
if you're a Texans fan, you're either excited or saddened by this news. Tony Romo announcing his retirement from the NFL. Everyone was hoping the Cowboys would release him and he would sign with the Texans or the Broncos and would wind up going to the NFL or taking one of those teams back to the playoffs and back to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
He's retired.
He's going to be the primary team with Jim Nance
Yep.
on CBS.
And Phil Simms was like, what?
Yeah, Phil Simms just found out he also retired.
I lost my job? What?
And in a related note, Phil Simms looking for work. No, he's actually not unemployed, but he's probably working like CBS game number 2 now.
Right.
Which is probably going to be with Dan Faust, which is not a good gig. That's not a good gig at all.
2 quarterbacks together don't work. They have to flip that around.
You don't want to sit next to Dan Faust anyway. He looks like a smelly bear.
Like a smelly troll.
Yeah. So then flipping from that, going over to NBA.
Real quick before we get there.
Yeah, what do you got?
Being a Texans fan,
okay.
one thing that's really disturbed me is now all these Cowboy fans want to put all this stuff up about Tony Romo would rather retire than play for the Texans. It's like, he didn't do so hot with you guys.
Well, here's what I'm going to say about Tony Romo. Tony Romo is a good quarterback. He had a good career.
Got hurt a lot.
He towards the end, he got hurt a lot. Towards the end. But that's a lot of old quarterbacks. Troy Aikman got banged up the last couple of years. But fortunately for Tony Romo, he played in the same era as Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees.
Yep.
Just guys who, when we look back,
right,
those guys are such a big deal that Tony Romo being the 6th or 7th best quarterback in the league is gonna tarnish, and it's not his fault.
I think he made a great choice retiring.
Honestly, with a fractured vertebrae, that's a scary thing. Like, do you want to hear that as a football player, that you have a crack in your spine?
Well, considering how injured he's been the last few years.
Yeah.
Do you want to play 2-3 more years and risk it more, or take a nice check to put on a suit and tie and talk about everybody else getting beat up?
Right, and that's the other part of this is
that's what I would
if you're the Texans and you give this guy $10 million and you say, hey, look, we
believe in you.
You're the guy. And then game 2, he goes out with like a shattered tibia or something.
You're done.
Yeah, there goes your plan for the year. So it's almost better just to kind of let all the parties go their separate ways and just go from there. Like Jerry Jones was kind of in a weird spot because he has said only nice things about Tony Romo for the past 10 years, and now they have a new starting quarterback. What was he going to do? He wasn't going to give Tony Romo $17 million or whatever it was.
No,
he's going to have to send him home. But he didn't want to see him go somewhere else. So Tony Romo, I think, took the high road here, which he's done over his whole career. I feel bad for him because everyone does hate on him, and he's got some unfortunate blips in the history. I think probably the most famous one to me, the one that sticks out the most, is the Seattle Seahawks game where he fumbles the snap on the kickoff. The extra point would have tied the game. They're in the playoffs. He fumbles it, almost runs it in, but then gets tripped like a yard short. I think that's the biggest thing.
All right, let's go to basketball.
So basketball, the playoffs are about to get started here. And what's going to happen here is the Houston Rockets are a 3 seed.
Okay.
Behind San Antonio and Golden State. LeBron James' Cleveland Cavaliers, a 2 seed behind the young, frisky Boston Celtics.
I like Isaiah Thomas.
Here's the thing. I hate him.
Why?
Because he's so cocky for a guy who, for 3 quarters, doesn't make a shot.
Yeah.
But then he scores 25 points in the 4th quarter.
That's awesome.
Like, there's just something about this kid that he turns it on in the clutch, and I respect that part of it. But when you watch him play, he doesn't shut up the whole time he's on the court. He is running his mouth the whole time.
I love it. And he's so tiny.
He's so tiny.
I love it.
You got to think the guy he's talking
like the
trash
new Allen
to.
Iverson.
A little bit. But, like, Allen Iverson was scoring all game.
He was talking crap the whole time.
Right. But you got to think, if you're looking, like, if Isaiah Thomas is running his mouth, and you look at the thing, and he's 1 for 6, you're like, why is this guy, why won't he shut
Then you get to the 4th quarter, and he drops 30
right.
on you. Like,
You look
what
up,
the heck?
Right. At the end of the game, they win by 2, and he scored 40 in the 4th, and you're like, oh.
That's why.
Okay. But for the other 3 quarters, you can't stand this guy. He's like a chihuahua.
I love him.
But I am intrigued to see what's going to happen between Golden State, San Antonio, and Houston. There's actually some matchup issues for Golden State coming into round 1. If they catch Memphis, which is big, only big. Memphis just has a bunch of giant guys that dunk it. It's going to be an interesting matchup because Golden State won't be able to stop them from going inside.
Which means more than likely round 2, Houston, San Antonio.
Or,
right?
Well,
because it goes, yeah. It'll be Houston, San Antonio.
Right.
2 seed, 3 seed.
2, 3, and then the winner of that gets to play Golden State probably.
Yeah.
That's a rough playoff.
run.
And then whoever it is gets to play LeBron James. Right. LeBron James. So that brings us to in the WWE, which we're going to include as a sport.
Yeah, and
they're building up for the superstar shakeup.
So tonight, when you watch Raw, there will be a superstar shakeup happen.
Vince McMahon announced it last week on Raw.
We got about a minute to snowball. Okay, we got 1 minute. Give me one thing you think is going to happen. Go.
So before WrestleMania, I thought there was going to be a Seth Rollins, AJ Styles swap.
Okay.
Post WrestleMania, AJ Styles came out and told Shane Mac he doesn't want to leave SmackDown.
Right.
And Seth Rollins, I don't think said anything on Raw. So to me,
He fought on Raw.
he
Main
fought, but
event.
he didn't make any kind of comment or
No.
anything. To me, I still see Seth Rollins coming over to
Yeah,
SmackDown.
they just kind of like disregarded the whole
rivalry,
Yeah.
right?
Well, he won, so it's over.
Oh yeah, the end. I think Seth Rollins does come to SmackDown, but I don't know who. I think maybe The Miz or something goes to the Raw.
I don't know if any. I've been thinking about this a lot since they announced it, and I just don't see what to do. Like, okay, so the one thing that I know is going to happen, I have a feeling I'm going to call right now when it happens tonight, is there's the tag team division is overpopulated on Raw, in my opinion. The tag team division on SmackDown has been lackluster since the switch. They just lost one tag team because one of the guys from the Vaudevillains asked for his release. And they also just said that the Aiden English, they're going to give him a big singles push now, or a tip
Okay,
to.
all right.
So you've lost that tag team. And then the other tag team that was on there for a while was Mojo Rawley.
And Mojo Rawley just won the Andre Giant.
Yeah, he just won the
And Zack Ryder's
Zack
coming
Ryder.
off of injury.
So he won. So he's getting a singles push. So I could almost see Enzo and Cass
Going to SmackDown.
going to SmackDown. I would also like to see Gallows and Anderson go to SmackDown if AJ Styles stays and kind of creating the club again
Yeah,
over
you've
there.
said that a couple times. I don't.
But I think there's going to be something with SmackDown getting 2 tag teams out of this deal.
You know what I thought?
There's going to be some women switching, I believe. I feel like Sasha Banks is going to end up on SmackDown.
Oh God, I would love that. I would
And
love
I
that
have
so much.
a feeling not Alexa Bliss. What's the girl you like? Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
I have a feeling. I think they're going to swap those two. Becky Lynch goes to Raw. Sasha Banks.
Yeah,
goes
because they already dropped the title. Becky Lynch dropped the title to Alexa Bliss.
the only other thing they have to go is maybe Bayley versus Sasha Banks, but that's kind of played out. Bring some new blood
At
over.
some point, though, the Giant Chick's got to fight somebody.
She's about to start feuding with Charlotte Flair, I believe.
Oh God, that would be a good feud.
Yeah.
That would be a good feud. I actually think it's going to go the other way. I think Raw picks up 2 more tag teams, and SmackDown just completely does away with the tag teams.
Not a chance.
Because to me, they just don't book any tag team matches.
Well, they don't book it because they haven't had.
Any.
I really thought when the Revival showed up on Raw, I had a feeling they were going to be in SmackDown.
Right.
They showed up on Raw, so that has to tell me that
Some SmackDown.
so SmackDown
tag
is getting
teams.
some tag teams on SmackDown to
But
help booster it.
But if they do, who are they going to fight? I mean,
They still got the Usos. They've got American Alpha.
who
They've got,
are awful.
right, but I mean, you take one of those, you add 2 more tag teams to that division, and
It would just be a rivalry between those two.
on SmackDown,
Yeah. And then
That's
Rhino and the country guy.
yeah, Heath Slater.
Yeah.
Mark my word, Enzo and Cass on SmackDown. You'll see it tonight.
I think it would be great television.
I had him on my number 5 on my board.
I don't. No, you know what? I'm going to
They
say
got
this.
picked
We're
in the
getting out of
first
here.
round?
I don't think Raw gives them up because they don't have as many of those dynamic ring personas
Well,
as
they do.
SmackDown.
They do with the tag teams. Cesaro has. I mean, God, did you watch on Monday? They were singing to Cesaro the entire time. Plus, you've got the New Day who does it. Plus, the Hardys can get crazy.
Yeah, I guess with the Hardys now they can.
Plus, the Revival were great on the mic too. So, mark my words. Let's get out of here. Thanks for listening to the New 52 on Nerd Thug Radio. Check us out tomorrow. If you missed any part of the show, tomorrow on the Facebook.com/Nerd Thug Radio, you will see the podcast.
Oh yeah.
And you can listen to it at nerdthugradio.com and go to YouTube and watch the segments individually.
There you go.
I'm Joey Savage.
Corey DLG.
Nico DLG.
We are Nerd Thug Radio.
#talking nerdy to you.